Michigan State Duke recap is up on the channel now. We did talk about this moment briefly, but we said we'd split it out into its own video. So here we are in the middle of this game with Michigan State with a lead in the first half with Cam Boozer struggling. Spartan Nation broke out into a chorus of fuck Cam Boozer chants. Jeremy Fears realized this was happening during a break in the action, smiled, looked around, and immediately encouraged them to get louder and louder. This moment was appreciated and beloved by Michigan State fans for the quote unquote dog that Jeremy Fears is. Yeah, this is who he is. He wants all the smoke. The problem is that Cambuza responded to this moment with a brilliant second half and a victory. And along the way, Jeremy Fears finished the game 0 for 10, including a smoked wide open layup at the buzzer. This is a divisive topic for a variety of reasons. Duke fans took great exception to this approach. Victory lapped and clowned Jeremy Fears in the aftermath of this game. Got very disrespectful in the way they framed Jeremy Fears, who did have 13 assists to one turnover. Michigan State fans went to war, I would say, in response for their point guard. That's our floor general. This is just who he is. We will live and die with Jeremy Fears being himself to the fullest. What do you make of this entire debate across the internet about this moment from Jeremy Fears and the responses from both him and Cam Boozer to this moment?
So I don't know if it's fair to play both sides, but I'm gonna play both sides because this is how I feel about it. I have no issue with him doing it. I don't. I don't have any issue with him doing it. I wouldn't have any issue with any player on our team doing it. Um, and I think that's fine to say. I do have an issue with the response to that. I have an issue with his play after doing that. And if you are going to do that, you're also going to put yourself at risk of being put in situations like this, where you are basically joining in on antagonizing the best player on the other team, and then you proceed to lose the game, and you also proceed to go 0 10 from the field. Like that's just a bad look. It's just bad. It's bad to be in that spot. But also, like that's who Fears is. Like he does that stuff, and he will always do that stuff. And this might have been the first time where he's done it and it's like actually hurt the team, I guess you could say. If people want to approach it from that point of view, I guess I could listen to that, but I don't know. I just think Fears keeps the same energy at all times, and whether he's up or down or whatever's going on. And also there's a part of me that he is doing this and enticing the crowd and like getting everyone to hype everybody up. He also, I feel like, does that every other possession when things are happening during the game. He could have chose not to do it during the F Cam Boozer chance. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's my final stance on it. I have no problem with him hyping that up in that moment. I do have a problem with his play.
I understand this is who he is, but I think you also got to simultaneously understand anyone on earth who's not a Michigan State fan will hate who he is.
They hate who he is before this.
Right. But
Yeah.
because of moments like this,
Hmm.
like for lack of a better comparison, I've compared him to Rondo in terms of his basketball abilities and his smarts and his toughness and the style of his play, right? You sag off him, he'll get 13 assists. That's Rondo. Elite defender. That's Rondo. Annoying nuisance. That's Rondo. Maybe a more apt comparison for his performance in this game and or this moment is Pat Beverly, who I know you've been vocally critical of moments like this in the past from.
Hmm.
Like that there is a line here between like championship level dog competitor mixed with I'm out here to be a villain and I hate y'all, y'all can hate me, let's do it. Dive into content. Like that's and I we covered it at length in the recap, but like this game, the whole experience of it was a lot more Pat Bev than it was Rondo from him. Um, and I don't know what you do with that. Am I wrong in that interpretation of this?
Um, no, I don't think there's anything wrong about it. Honestly, I guess in the Pat Bev bubble here, I get what you're saying because it's like that. It's the more antic than basketball portion of it. I guess I could see that part of it.
What percent of fears in this game would you say was antics versus basketball?
What percentage?
There's 100% of the Jeremy Fears pie to split up because there were certainly antics and there was certainly basketball. You don't get 13 assists to one turnover without some basketball. But there were antics on both ends, not just this moment. There was the crow wing to Nagongba when he was in the air. There was the trying to sell Cam Boozer's fifth on defense. There was the foul before half where he's diving into a guy. So it was a game full of antics mixed with 13 assists. So
Mhm.
what percent was antics and what percent was basketball?
His antics are basketball.
See, I don't accept
Basketball are antics.
I don't accept that answer. His antics are not basketball. Neither are Cadeau's when he does the shit. Neither are Pat Bev's when he does the shit. He's simultaneously doing both, but what percent was what? Because this, I think you agree with me based on our thoughts in the recap. This was more antics than usual from him. It felt like he was just a little even like heightened in the, oh my God, it's Duke. I'm gonna do this shit to the fullest, even more full than I normally do.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I feel like it's more, and it seems like more antics because he was so bad. Like, like, because he missed every, like, that's why.
Could be part of it.
I think that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know if he did anything that he didn't do in other previous games. I just think that maybe it was heightened because of the actual F Cam Boozer chant, and then the fact that he was 0 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, I mean, those two things were unique to this game. 0 for 10 for the field, and I mean, just visually memeing, encouraging the fans to scream, fuck your best player.
Mm,
I have not seen Fears do that before.
yeah,
So, like, I don't know. By definition, there was something different about this game. Whether they're correlated or not, I don't know.
yeah. I think the difference was he was bad at basketball in this game.
Can I ask you in general? Look, there's plenty of fan bases who do this. I have no issue with the fans doing it either. But also, I would think if you and I were sitting in the lower bowl for this game
Hmm.
and fuck Cam Boozer chants broke out, I think you and I would have looked at each other and been like, he not one to mess with, dog. I don't know if I'm right or wrong on that, but like, do you want your fan base antagonizing the best player in the country to that level personally?
I don't care because it's Cam Boozer, and Cam Boozer doesn't care. I wouldn't want to do it to Dan Hurley because Dan Hurley's a psycho. Cam Boozer was going to do that regardless if there was an F Cam Boozer chant or not.
You don't think part of his turn it on was responding to
No,
that moment?
not at all.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Not at all. I think he would have turned it on because he's a good basketball player.
There was a pretty clear line between when he turned it on and when he didn't, though, wasn't there?
Was there?
You thought he was pretty awful until this moment, and then he was just spectacular after. Unless I'm tripping on the timeline of it. Wasn't it at the end of the first half?
Yeah, I wonder when I can't remember what the exact like minute moment it happened in the first half, but he would have turned it on regardless. We could have been like, I love Cam Boozer, and he would have turned it on. He's Cam Boozer. He's already done it this year. He turned it on against Texas without people yelling F Cam Boozer.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't know. I think the Izone maybe should just like we need the leaders of the Izone to come up with a list of the guys you don't mess with. And the best player in the country would probably be number one on my list.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I was also thinking about this. So there's so much like outrage from Duke fans about this moment, which don't get me wrong, I think is crazy. Like Michigan State fans should support Fears through this, and Duke fans making it such a big deal is dumb. Um, if someone in the media room after this asked Jeremy Fears about this moment, hey, floor general, what was that? Why'd you do that? How do you feel about it? What do you think his answer would be in the post game? Because I think I know what it would be.
I mean, look, just a high intensity game. The crowd was getting hype. I was getting hype with the crowd. I didn't even really even notice that it was like an F Cam Boozer. It was a high leverage moment, high energy moment, and I love getting involved with our student section, our crowd.
Got it. I see. I thought his answer would be a lot more simple than that.
What do you think it would be?
Fuck Cam Boozer, yeah. Like that isn't that kind of your point? Like you guys being like, well, that's just our guy. That's who he is. Like the point is, whenever you ask him, it's not just like in the game, out of the game. Like, hey, Jeremy, what do you think about their best player? Fuck him. Like that's the whole way he's wired, right? Like
Hmm.
I don't think there's any moment on earth that Jeremy Fears would respond differently than this. It's just simultaneously him being who he is why any non-Michigan State fan can't stand this guy. Because like it's a
Thanks.
pretty delusional level of like personal hatred, you know?
Yeah, but also like I don't know. Wouldn't you want your players on your team to be like F Cam Boozer?
I yeah, without saying it out loud. Yes.
Okay. The saying out loud part's not what we want to do.
Which again, I respect guys who are gonna say what they feel and stand behind business. Like Jeremy Fears will stand on business. I,
Yeah.
I don't doubt that for a second.
Mhm.
I think Trey Holloman also stands on business.
I'm so just caught up on the fact that this is like if I'm a Duke fan, I love this. Like yes, F the best player in the country. Yes. I would hate him too. He also busted your ass the second half. Yes.
I mean, I think that's what they're trying to do. I
But it's
think
a little bit
that's
too much. How could they? No. That is disrespectful to the game. We would never do such a thing.
is it more how could they or how could he? Which have you seen more of?
Ooh, probably how could he?
That's different than how could they. I don't think Duke
But
fans.
it's definitely a good amount of how could they?
I don't think Duke. I would like to at least think. I don't think Duke fans have a problem with the fans doing this. I think.
Ooh, I
I
think they
think.
do 1,000%.
No, I think they have a problem that the point guard endorsed it.
Hmm.
That's my. Maybe I'm wrong on the interpretation of that. I don't know. But I think the reason you see like the Duke account get into this is because there was a viral moment of Jeremy Fears loving this.
Yeah. Well, they need to get it through their heads that everyone who plays against them is also internally and or externally saying fuck Cam Boozer and fuck y'all too, because you're Duke. So gotta get past that. And they have.
Hey, it was a pretty Dukish performance from Jeremy Fears, whether you want to admit that or not. This
A,
is
a Dukish.
yeah, his antics are what you come to associate with some of the biggest Duke villains ever. I mean,
I-
Duke is the program you associate a villain of that magnitude with.
yeah. Have they had that many villains?
Grayson, Reddick,
Reddick, yeah.
I mean, going way back, Leitner was certainly that. Like they employ guys that embrace the role of you're gonna hate me.
Yeah,
I mean, at minimum, it feels like Jeremy is very intentionally so embracing that role right now, right?
for sure.
There's a level of that this year that I don't think we've seen in the past.
For sure.
Do you like that?
Like him playing like people hate him.
Well, no, because to your point, like if Duke fans should just accept like everyone hates me, it's the same with Jeremy. There ain't going to be a team this year that's like, I like Jeremy Fears. No fan base feels that way.
Hmm.
So the only person I've heard say that's not a Michigan State fan is Braden Smith. Braden came out and said, I got great respect for Jeremy. So,
All that matters in my book.
right.
Give a damn what Zion thinks.
But like, as someone who's rooting for this program to win a national title, do you want Jeremy Fears playing this out so emphatically, playing the villain role so loudly?
I want him being himself. So if that's what comes with it, then yeah.
Okay.
And I think he might be a little bit of a crash out.
Do you think what he did in this game is conducive to winning a national title?
Going 0-10? No.
That would just be my pushback is I don't think we'll ever see Pat Bev win a championship.
Pat Bev could have won one in college.
Arkansas wasn't that good.
I'm saying Pat Bev was nasty in college.
He was good.
Mhm.
I think he's got to find ways to be Rondo and not Pat Bev.
I got to work out through that theory. I don't get that.
I think there's levels to being the villain.
The part of Pat Bev that's annoying is Pat Bev talks like he's Bron.
Yeah, I would say that's Jeremy in this game. Jeremy carried himself like he was Cam Boozer in this game. He stunk.
He carried himself like he was Cam Boozer.
Well, Cam Boozer would never be flopping around, seeking contact, playing a despicable brand of basketball the way Jeremy did. But like, yeah, in terms of shit talking, And antagonizing. Yeah, I'm the baddest dude here. Go for 10, dude, with an L to go home with it. Where's your box emoji?
Hmm.
Like, if you can't see why people hate this brand of everything, the whole experience, like,
I do see why people hate it. It gets under skins.
that seems to be his goal more often than not, is get under skin. That's also Pat Bev's goal every time he steps on a basketball court. Find the cameras, get under skin. I think there are antagonists and villains that are more focused on winning. I don't think that's what Jeremy Fears was focused on in this game at all.
Pat Bev's a winner.
Ooh, strong disagree. Is
Makes
he?
it low key, yeah, he makes the playoffs all the time.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to break us.
It's gonna break us.